Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Texas for an opening statement on his bill, his amendment.
Thank you very much. The base bill and the amendment in the nature of a substitute requires that the Federal Government disclose that advertisements and information on government programs and services that are put out in the media, notices there that they are paid for by the taxpayer. This is a good government bill, so we know how our tax dollars are being spent, whether something is an advertisement or a public service announcement and the like. Advertisements provide information, but in many instances they are designed to induce people to buy or use a product or service. While we can debate whether individual Federal advertising campaigns are overly promotional, surely we can agree that the public should know when they are sponsoring a government marketing piece. Americans deserve to know how their tax dollars are being spent, and this bill adds needed transparency to the business of government by requiring disclosure when dollars are spent on advertising and other materials. What we are doing in the amendment is we are closing a loophole that felt like was in the original bill by requiring the label "at taxpayer expense" to be added to materials produced or disseminated as opposed to "and" in the original bill. We are also going to allow agencies to substitute the phrase "funded by the United States government" instead of "funded at taxpayer expense" when the communication is entirely funded by user fees. This would recover, for instance, materials from the Patent and Trademark Office. It also requires the OMB to issue guidance 6 months after the date of enactment. We also eliminate an exception that the introduced bill did not require funded at taxpayer expense on civilian job advertisements, and we felt like we might as well go ahead and include those as well. And we finally make it clear that the bill is not subject to judicial review. This is similar to language that was included in the plain writing bill. What we are trying to do here is not necessarily shut off judicial review, but prohibit frivolous lawsuits. We feel like government agencies will abide by the law without having to be sued to do so. We can continue to enforce that ourselves through the oversight process and through the appropriations process and other ways where we don't open the government up to needlessly having to defend lawsuits and further wasting taxpayer dollars. So I will yield back.